At one point, Bad Boy Records was one of the main music labels in all of hip-hop. However, Biggie's death and the constant conflicts with their artists led to there being only a handful of artists left at the label. Many of the artists left the label in the early 2000s. For example, Shine was in prison for the incident with Puff Daddy at the club, and he said that he doesn't want to know anything about Puffy.
Doesn't exist to me, and
G Dep, who could have made it big, eventually became a drug addict and even admitted to killing someone in the 90s and went to jail for it. And the likes of Mase, Jung Joc, and MGK complained that Diddy wasn't paying them. In an interview in 2012, MGK admitted that the most expensive items he bought were a magnet and a laptop.
Everybody who was on the label wanted to be off the label.
And as Gene Deal, Puffy's former bodyguard, says, even Biggie wanted to leave Bad Boy Records, especially since another label offered him $62 million.
Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you, I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that nigga too much.
However, as we recalled earlier, Biggie was killed, which took place on the 9th of March, 1997. And Puffy, still to this day, feels responsible for the death of his friend, as he supposedly should have been in London and not in L.A.
I let him talk me into, not going to London and staying in LA. And that's something that really bothered me.
Ironically, Tupac's death destroyed the Death Row Records empire, while Bad Boy Records became even more popular after Biggie's death. A week after Biggie's death, his post-mortem album, Life After Death, was released, along with a tribute called I'll Be Missing You. It was dedicated to the great rapper. And even before Biggie's death, yet another star left, called Craig Mack. For those who don't know, he was the first rapper who brought fame to the label with his song, Flavor in Your Ear.
Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear.
As we said in a separate video about him, Craig helped Biggie become popular thanks to a remix of his banger, which led to Puffy investing more in Biggie instead of Craig. Here is one of the moments which made it clear that there was a lot of misunderstandings between Puffy and Mack.
Definitely, we got a new album we're working on him to drop in January. Besides that, we about to just drop our R&B stuff.
The Puff Daddy album.
Here, for some reason, Diddy said that they are planning on releasing a second album by Craig Mack. But judging by the rapper's reaction, it became apparent that that's not true. In the end, Craig left the label, and here's why.
When Craig Mack changed his manager, Puff didn't like him for whatever reason he didn't. He told Craig, if you don't fire your manager, nigga, you can't work for Bad Boy.
Sometimes we can get into unpleasant situations too. For example, you get injured and you don't know what to do. But did you know, with the right legal representation, your injury could be worth millions? Insurance companies often lowball clients' claims, but America's largest injury claim law firm, Morgan & Morgan, will fight to get you the money you deserve. All injury law firms are not the same. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case. And what's most interesting and important is that you can start a claim with America's largest injury firm in just a click. It's so easy. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/musicvibe. Bad Boy's next main artist became Mase. He was in the charts in the time period from 1996 to 1999.
Try and live it up, rock jewel, bigger truck, piece all glittered up, stick a kid, nigga, what?
However, in 1999, he declared that he's leaving Bad Boy Entertainment and announced the formation of Sane Ministries. He called himself Minister Mase after a soul-stirring vision from God.
And I just wanted to better my life. I wanted to do something better for my life. Not all the time money is the best thing for your life.
Indeed, at the height of his popularity, owing to the success of his Harlem World album, Mase reportedly told one radio interviewer, Tupac, who was killed in Las Vegas in 1996, heard the call, and he didn't heed the warning. Biggie heard it. He didn't heed it. I'm no fool.
I think you might be the right one. Whoa.
Shine arguably had it the roughest in the entire history of Bad Boy Records. He signed the contract in '99 and had an unfortunate situation in that very same year that forever changed the life of the rapper. At the end of December 1999, Jennifer Lopez, Sean Combs, and Shine himself found themselves in a sticky situation after a party in New York which turned into a shootout at a nightclub that left 3 people seriously injured. There are 2 versions of what happened. The first is about what took place in the club's VIP section, where a group of men approached Diddy and mocked the general director of Bad Boy by throwing a stack of money at him. The second is that as they were leaving, Combs, with a bottle of champagne, accidentally pushed someone at the club, knocking the drink out of his hand. In any case, a fight broke out, and Shine pulled out his gun and shot in the air, which resulted in everyone leaving the club. And allegedly, 3 people got injured. Shine was absolved of the attempted murder charges, but he was charged with assault and possession of weapons and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Diddy was cleared of all charges, including his attempt at bribing his driver to take full responsibility for the illegal use of a weapon. During his radio interview, Shine said that he carries a gun because he was shot at just a month prior to the incident in the club. The rapper said that carrying the gun in the club saved his life and the life of singer Jennifer Lopez. And because of that, he thinks that he acted accordingly, and if he hadn't pulled out his gun, it all could have ended in tears. However, the relationship with his producer was ruined, and he stated that Combs sold him out to save his own ass.
Puff in this says that from day one, he offered you his legal team.
Categorically untrue.
He says he offered to pay for your appeal.
Absolutely.
Nas dedicated a line to this incident in the song Purple.
The whole city is mine, pretty as dawn. I don't like the way P. Diddy did shine with different lawyers.
In that same year of '99, the L.O.X were ready to leave Bad Boy because their more hardcore style of rap didn't fit well with the label's creative direction. They did everything they could to legally free themselves of the contract. But Jadakiss recalled what led to Diddy finally allowing the rappers to continue on with their careers without Bad Boy.
When Styles threw the chair at Puff, that was probably the last straw for that.
After such a difficult year for Puff Daddy, he changed himself to P. Diddy to start his life over with a clean slate. He didn't even want to sign DMX and 50 Cent because of their gangster lifestyles. For reference, here is what 50 Cent said.
Yeah, you know what? I was going back and forth. Look, they knew I was talented. They just looked at it and was like, I don't want all the stuff that comes with it.
In the time period between 1999 and 2004, everything was great at Bad Boy Records. The artists were releasing albums that were ranked quite highly. However, at some point, in 2005, everything began crumbling right before our eyes. It's worth noting that even before 2005, Faith Evans and the group Total also left. That all happened without any noticeable incidents though, so we'll skip over to G Dep, who couldn't handle the popularity and began abusing drugs. Between 2003 and 2007, he was arrested 17 times, mostly for drug possession. And then, he fully confessed of a murder that he had committed in 1993. At 18, he decided to earn some money. He found his victim, went up to him, and pointed his gun at his body and asked, "Where's the money?" The guy didn't answer. So he asked another time and again got no response. In the end, G Dep fired 3 times. After that, his life changed, and the rapper's mom said that he became totally quiet and so on. In 2010, he went to the police and confessed to what he had done because his conscience troubled him. When Diddy found out about all that, he called G Dep's wife and showed her support. Mase returned to making music with an album called Welcome Back, which was a disappointment compared to his fan-favorite album Harlem World.
I make my money, man, without the coca. Living La Vida without the loca.
Then he returned once again in 2009, and he wanted to break the contract with Puffy, and even crashed an interview of his boss once, where he asked him to free him from the contract.
Yeah.
Let me give you my card.
After Puff signing, it's official. Your boy is Freedom Bird.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Disrespect to the boss was showed by Black Rob, who told Bad Boy Records to go to hell after he was incarcerated for robbery in 2006, and Bad Boy removed him from his website and failed to provide any material support during his stay, financially or emotionally. And in an interview, he said that they left him for dead.
This nigga went seeing this nigga Wayne in jail. You ain't come see B.i.g. Like all the years we spent together, that nigga was never my man. Ever.
And there's one more rapper from Bad Boy Records who served time in prison, and that's Loon. Loon was a member of Mase's group Harlem World, and their flows were often compared. Loon left Bad Boy a year after he signed with the label because of Diddy's blurred lines of being the label's CEO and an artist. "I was happy for all the success," said Loon in a 2004 interview with MTV News, "but I was at a crossroads as an artist. I wanted to put forth the same effort for myself that I was putting forth for Bad Boy." In the end, he founded his own label called Boss Up Entertainment. 2008. After a trip to Abu Dhabi, Loon converted to Islam, and despite his attempts to change his life, Loon ended up in prison. Some argue that he was innocent. On the 22nd of November 2011, Loon was arrested while on a trip in Brussels. In May of 2012, he was extradited to the US. And in July of 2013, he was sentenced to 14 years in prison for conspiring to sell 1 or more kilograms of heroin. In turn, Diddy had legal proceedings with the former president of the label, Kirk Burroughs, who claimed that Diddy threatened him and milked him out of millions. Burroughs claimed Combs attacked him in an attempt to get him to give up his stake in Bad Boy Entertainment. The appeals court judges found that the allegations, dating back to 1996, are too old for the case to go forward. Generally speaking, things didn't work out for Kirk. Bad Boy was also sued by Jung Joc. I think you remember him from the song It's Going Down.
It's going down. Meet me in the mall. It's going down.
Well, Joc took Bad Boy and Block Entertainment to court, alleging unpaid royalties and advances and overcharging him for clearing samples. Puff and Joc would eventually come to terms, but the rift led to Joc winning his release from the label in 2010.
You do like big hair. You like big hair. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown at me.
I'm not seeing the flexibility. You gaming me.
Because so many artists left the label, Diddy began looking for talents in his own show called Making the Band. Some clips from the show started going viral because of how wild some moments were, especially when Diddy would command his participants. The first clip came from MTV4, where Diddy had everyone line up on opposite sides and compete in a singing battle to see who wanted the opportunity more.
Sing to him. Don't sing the song to him. Let him hear you.
Said to me,
Let him know you coming to get his bed, man.
you were acting so strange, yeah. Maybe I was too blind to.
What made the clip so memorable was the fact that all the men were dressed in leisure wear and singing to each other with conviction, while Diddy's cold gaze looked upon them. The second was from MTV2, where Diddy asked members of his hip-hop group The Band to walk to Brooklyn from Midtown Manhattan to get him some cheesecake from the famous Junior's Cheesecake restaurant.
If y'all bucking on this little right here, I definitely don't want to with y'all.
Niggas want this man, but we was just on the tip like you was trying to put us out there like a bitch or something, like make us walk all the way to Brooklyn, like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't really care however you took it or whatever went through your mind. Be fly about it, get your swag on, walk that way. That way, do it.
The moment went down in TV history as the group actually went and got the task done. Some participants reacted to these videos. Freddy P, who was a member of the band, confessed Diddy is one of the main reasons he hates life.
Taken from a man's family where I gotta sell dope for 20 years and survive in these streets and still don't have a felony, my nigga. I have my freedom almost taken away from me several times, dog. Trying to survive, my nigga. Can't go get no job. You just want to be regular sometimes. You can't even go get a job. You walk in the job, hey, it's Freddy P. What's up, boy?
While Willie Taylor said that Making the Band was set up for artists to fail. On the bright side, Bad Boy released a few more hits. For example, in 2006, they signed Cassie, the performer who became popular thanks to the Me and You track. The song hit first place in the Billboard charts for a few weeks.
I've been waiting, thinking when I make that move now. Baby, tell me how you like.
Cassie's career didn't work out as planned. Sure, she had a few successful songs, but she was quickly forgotten about. Oh, and it's also worth not forgetting about the song Coming Home, together with Dirty Money. Eventually, the Dirty Money group didn't last long, and in 2012, the project was shut down. And after 2012, the label existed on thin ice with a few artists. And in 2016, Diddy organized a Bad Boy reunion tour where hip-hop fans could say they got a glimpse of the past. And Diddy earned nearly $17.5 million on that tour. He brought everyone back to the scene, except Shine, who gave his own concert, but in Belize. By the way, Diddy helped Shine return to America.
So I'm just, you know, I'm in my bag right now, crazy. I got my brother here.
And of all those who were there, one wasn't, and it was Craig Mack, who couldn't make it due to health concerns. And on the 12th of March, 2018, Craig Mack passed away due to heart failure. Diddy even wanted to pay for the funeral, but he wasn't allowed to do so, just as he wasn't given the opportunity to say his goodbyes to him. G Deal recounted why.
Craig Mack went to his grave mad at Bad Boy.
In his last interview, Mack recounted how he nearly killed the boss of the label, but he didn't specify exactly who could have been the victim. However, many online think the target must have been Diddy. This could have taken place in 2011 because Mack didn't finish his album and the so-called boss of the label started threatening him. Mack did not want to continue working because they had initially agreed that, during the making of the album, he would receive a set amount of money, but he never saw that money, which led to them fighting and the work being halted. When they arranged a meeting in one of the studios in New York, Mack took a gun with him, but he understood that he didn't want to go through with that.
Sitting there and talking to God, I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this.
In the end, he heard gospel music. Just like that, he became a believer after that.
In the name of Jesus, thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Another interesting thing to happen with the label is when Mase began dissing his former boss.
Niggas love to starve the artists, but they love to pay the freaks. They want to kill the short first, cause I come for the tall. And when your main artist die, who the hell do you call?
I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here, nigga?
Many of Bad Boy Records' former artists complain that they do not have rights to their own music.
Bring your receipts, but I'm not playing.
The reason I
Mase
say that
owes me $3 million. That's facts. I got the receipt.
And so, in 2023, Diddy has finally agreed to give the label's publishing rights back to all artists and writers who worked with the company. However, someone was not pleased by that, like former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry, for example.
I don't want the publishing, I want the money. Come on, y'all think he doing a good thing because he give back some publishing? Come on, man.
Many Bad Boy record artists still give interviews where they talk about Diddy in a negative way. Take Cassie, for example. The ex-girlfriend accused him of many crimes, but they quickly resolved the conflict. However, Diddy received a few more lawsuits, and in particular again from Kirk Burroughs, who claims that Combs physically assaulted a woman in 1994 at Bad Boy offices. Generally speaking, Bad Boy Records will always be a legendary label with dark stories, which partly contribute to making it so legendary. The next video that I recommend you take a look at is about Cassie. Bye, everyone.